Good morning. We will start session 1 on chapter circles. So basically before we start with this chapter, let me just give you a few brief introduction about circles. Now we all know circle and this point is called as a center. Then we know that a line joining from a center to a circumference of a circle is called as a radius. The line which joins or the line which cuts at 2 points on the circumference of the circle passing through center of circle is called as diameter. So I can say here now AB is diameter, OA is equal to OB is equal to radii of the circle. We know the relation between radius and the diameter, right? Then what all things we know here? A line segment which cuts at any 2 point on the circumference of circle is called as a chord. Diameter is the biggest chord. Now it is called a chord because it is cutting at 2 points on the circumference of circle, but it is called diameter because it passes through center of a circle. Now that means when I draw, this is the center, when I draw a chord to a circle, the circle is divided into 2 halves, right? Diameter divides the circle into semicircles, 2 semicircles. But a chord divides the circle into 2 halves. Now, which part is this? Now, this major part here, it's called as the line or a chord separates the circle in the form of a major arc and minor arc, you can tell. So I'll just name this as X and this as Y. CXY is a major arc, CYD is a minor arc. The region bounded by a major arc and a chord is called as a major segment. We all have done this in standard 9. I am only revising this, and I will also send you a PDF where you will all get the statements for this, definitions for this. The region bounded by a minor arc and the chord is called as a minor segment, right? This is what we studied. We also studied angles in the major and the minor segment. What was that? So suppose if this is a chord, center here. Now if I draw angles and if I measure of these angles here. So these all angles are acute and all angles are same. What does this tell us? We had done one sum in previous in the triangles chapter. Angles in the same segments are equal. Assume that if this is 60 degree, this also will be 60, this also will be 60. Angles in the major segments, angles in the same segments are equal. Angles in the major segment are acute angles. Then what we studied? Angles in the minor segment. When we took a protractor and measure, assume that this is 110. So they are obtuse angle. This is what we have studied. One more. Angles in the semicircle. So if this is the diameter O, and if I draw here, this angle is 90 degree. Angles in the semicircle are right angles. These are the few properties what you have studied. You also have studied about central angle and the inscribed angle. So central angle is twice the inscribed angle. That is one thing. Then we studied about cyclic quadrilateral. If the vertices of a quadrilateral lie on the circumference of circle, then a quadrilateral so formed is called as a cyclic quadrilateral, right? One property of that we studied in chapter triangles. Exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is opposite to its interior angle. This we have already done, proved in the previous chapter triangles. Apart from this, what we have, opposite angles of cyclic quadrilaterals are supplementary. That is this angle and this angle. If you add these two, you get 180. We all have done this. We have proved theorems on this also. Then, now these are the angle properties of the, when we check for the different types of angles with respect to circle. Now let us just recapitulate something about the chord properties. What did we study? So if this is the center, a perpendicular drawn from center to circle bisect the chord, right? So if a point is drawn, a perpendicular which is drawn from center to the chord of the circle, it actually bisects the chord. This was one. Then we studied that equal chords are equidistant from center. And its converse, chords which are equidistant from center are equal. So these all things we have studied under the circle and chord properties, angle properties, right? I will be sending you a small PDF where you have all these small points, definitions about proofs of these theorems which you had proved last year. We are not proving, only statement what you have to remember here, right? This was a brief introduction about the circle. Few more things if I have to tell you is, you will again study that later. Looking like a circle? Yes. Now the region bounded by two radii of a circle is called as a sector. We study this later under areas related to circle, but I thought anyways now also I'll inform you. This portion is called as a sector. Next, let us learn few more things about line segments with respect to circle. Now we know only about diameter, chord and radius, right? So now see here. No free. In your book when you are doing children, please don't do any freehand drawings of the circle. Now this is center. O. Now suppose if I draw here only, AB is what? Chord. Okay. I will draw another circle here. So PQ. What is this PQ? PQ is a line segment. Now here it is exactly cutting at this on the circumference, but here it is a line which is passing through the circle. Is there a difference between this and this? Yes. This line is called as a secant. Okay. Now, if I draw a circle and another line segment which touches the circle at one point, and that point of contact of the circle to the radius when I actually see, and when I draw, I always get it is a perpendicular, and that line segment which touches the circle at one point of contact is called tangent to the circle. And this chapter we are studying about circle and its tangent and its properties. About that we are studying in this chapter. Basically in this chapter you have some Ryder's theorems related to circle with respect to tangent. So what is a tangent? Tangent is a point, or you can say a tangent to a circle is a line that intersects the circle at one point. That is the definition for tangent. So I will be sending all the definitions to you all, right from the one which I have discussed about radius, center, radius, diameter, chord, major and minor arc, major and minor segment, then about angle properties, angles in the same segment, minor segment, major segment, angles in the semicircle, chord properties, perpendicular drawn from center to chord, equal chords are equidistant from center. Apart from that, definition of a chord, secant and tangent. So in this chapter again I am repeating, we will be studying about tangent here. A very small exercise what we have, but still a very important chapter. Now, you also have a construction of this when we study in chapter construction. How do we draw a tangent to a circle, right? There we see that whenever we draw a tangent to a circle, the point of contact to the radius is always perpendicular. That means this angle when I measure, I always get that as a 90 degree. We have a theorem, and first we will do the theorem on this and then we will go to the exercise. What you all can do is give the heading as chapter circle, then write down the points what I will be sending you all in a PDF and then start with the theorem. A very important theorem. The tangent at any point of a circle, we can also write circle like this, any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Okay, so always remember here the first thing should be always O is the center of circle. That should be always the first given whenever we talk about a circle. O is the center of circle, right? And AB is the tangent. AB is the tangent at point of contact P. Okay, so join OP. What we have to prove? We have to prove that OP is perpendicular to AB. That is what we have to prove, right? The tangent at the point of contact to a circle, tangent to a point of contact to the radius of the circle is perpendicular. That is what we have to prove. For that we require construction. Mark a point on tangent AB as Q and join OQ. I'll mark this point as Q and I will join this as Q. It is cutting the circle at point R. Okay? Proof. Do you remember in chapter triangles in 9th standard, we had an exercise which was on inequalities. So there you had a question to prove that the perpendicular is the shortest distance in a given right angle triangle, right? It's the shortest side. It is something same related to this. So in proof we will start that OQ is equal to, I can write that as OR plus QR. OQ is equal to OR plus QR. What is OR, children? OR is equal to OP. Are they radii of the same circle? I will rewrite this as OQ is equal to, instead of OR, I will write OP plus QR. Reason, OR is equal to OP, that is equal to radii of same circle. Okay. Now let's go to the inequalities part, what we had done, which is greater, which is less. Now if I talk about the whole OQ is this plus this part, this implies if OQ, now let me take a number. Assume that this is 5 centimeter, then this has to be 5 and 2. It can't be whole again 5 because radius itself is 5, right? So what does this will tell me that? This will tell me OP is less than OQ. Is it correct what I have written? Of course it is less because this is less than this, right? That is what we have written here. OP is less than OQ. So till here it is very clear. Okay. Last statement what we have to write. Therefore, for all infinite positions at Q, that means wherever I draw Q, either here, outside the circle, on tangent I have written, wherever I mark a point Q, for all infinite positions at Q means wherever the Q is there, okay? Infinite positions at Q other than P. Even here when we say mark a point on a tangent Q, mark a point on a tangent AB as Q other than P. That should not be on P then. Other than P. That point should be there. For all infinite position at Q other than P on tangent AB, OP is the shortest of all infinite distances from point O to line AB. To line AB. Therefore, OP is perpendicular to AB. This is only because directly how did I write this OP perpendicular to AB? Reason? Because what will be the reason? The perpendicular is the shortest distance from all whatever infinite positions, whatever we draw, perpendicular distance what we have, that is the shortest length of all the line segments given in the triangle, always. That is what you have proved in 9th standard. It's the same thing what we are proving. Now since we have written here, reason we have to write, that is, reason you can write, the shortest distance from a point to a line is the perpendicular distance. Okay, very important theorem. Usually it is asked. It has to be proved in this manner. We use this statement everywhere. The perpendicular to the point of contact of a radius is 90 degree. Most of the writers we use this point. So there are two theorems in this chapter. Another theorem is based on tangent. That is the second part. What we will be doing it. So this is the first theorem. Both theorems are equally important. Quickly we'll finish the exercise. It's a very small exercise where we have a fill in the blanks and we have just two sums to be done. How many tangents can circle have? Yes, how many it can have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A circle can have infinite tangent. Provided how many circles you have, children? Now that's a question. So first we'll finish this. Then I will also give you some more points about tangents to a circle when depending on how many circles are there. One circle or two circles. Now for this first one, how many tangents can a circle have? Infinite. Exercise first one. Now see, suppose if this is a circle here, I will draw one tangent like this. I can draw one tangent at this point. I can draw one tangent at this point. At this point. There are so many I can draw, right? How many radii a circle can have? Can anybody tell me? 1, 2, 3, 4. Infinite. I can't even fill that. Similarly, a circle can have infinite tangent. A circle, one circle when we talk about. If the same question is asked for two circles, children, explanation is different. I will tell you all that later. Next one, fill in the blanks. A tangent, you can just mark it here and later write down in your notebook. A tangent to a circle intersect it in a dash point. Exactly 1 point, right? 1 point. That point of contact, what we call. Answer is exactly 1 point. Second one, a line intersecting a circle in 2 points. This is the definition for a line intersecting, a line cutting the circle at 2 points. This is intersecting. Understand the difference. This is cutting. Got it? What is this? Chord. What is this? Secant. Remember the definition. This itself is a definition. If it is question asked for cutting, it is a chord. If it is asked for line intersecting, it is a secant. Answer is secant here. The next one. A circle can have dash parallel tangent at the most. Okay. So if this is a circle, so at the most I can have a pair of parallel tangent. A pair. Or I can say if this is a point of contact. Now that means wherever I want, if another point of contact is here, I can't draw a tangent. That will not become a parallel tangent. Exactly this with respect to this, when I have to draw, it has to be here only. Correct? That means I can draw two. Or we can say one pair. A circle can have two parallel tangents at the most, or we can say one pair of parallel tangent. Next one, the common point of a tangent to a circle and a circle is called point of contact. This point they are asking. It is called as a point of contact. Next one we have to solve. It's an MCQ, but still we'll solve it. A tangent PQ at point P. So, a tangent PQ at point P of circle radius 5 centimeter, circle radius, this is O, 5 centimeter, meets a line through center O at point Q, so that, now this if I consider children, now this is a point of contact and this is O. This is how much? This is Q and this is P. A tangent PQ at a point of contact P of a circle of radius 5 cm meets a line through a center O at point Q, so that OQ is equal to 12 cm. We usually get confused with this, right? What we do when we see that 5 and 12 is given, directly we say that we assume the figure to be like this. And this is 12 and this is 5, and you directly tell that this is 13 centimeter, right? Because 5, 12, 13 is a Pythagorean triplet, but read the question exactly what they have given. It is not for this, it is for this. They have not mentioned the length of the tangent here is something, but they have given a tangent PQ at point P of a circle of radius 5 cm meets a line through center O, at point Q, so that OQ is equal to 12 cm. The length of PQ is, that means this measurement we have to find. So, given, what question it is? Third. O is the center of circle. That's enough if you write. Then, in triangle OPQ, angle P is equal to 90 degree. Here what should be the reason? Tangent at a point of contact of radius is 90. Always you have to write. Now here it is a MCQ. Nobody will ask you. Tomorrow for 2 marks or something when you are writing, write that. Tangent at the point of contact of radius is 90 degree. So since it is 90, OQ square is equal to OP square plus PQ square. So OQ square is 12 square is equal to OP is 5 square plus PQ square. 144 minus 25 is equal to PQ square. PQ square is equal to 144 minus 25, 119. PQ is root 119. Is it there in the option? Root 119? Yes, centimeter. That is there in the option. It's very clear. And the next one is very simple. Draw a circle. I'll just finish it here only. Draw a circle and two lines parallel to the given line such that one is tangent and other is a secant to a circle. So let me first consider that. Draw a circle of any radius of your convenient 3 or 4 centimeter radius. Draw a circle and two lines parallel to the given line. So we'll assume that parallel to the given line. There is one line. This is the given line. Okay. So AB is the given line. What we have to do? Two lines parallel to the given line such that one is tangent and another is secant. One is tangent means I have to draw one line here. So I can say P. Okay. R, S I will tell, and P is the point of contact. And one more what I have to draw? I have to draw secant. X, Y. Right? So this is the given line AB. Whichever side you want this side, you can draw this side. Make sure that it is parallel to the tangent and parallel to the secant given. With that we complete this exercise. Now what we will do is here, about the next exercise, I'll just give the brief introduction about tangents drawn to a circle. How are the different tangents drawn to one circle or two circle, types of circle, and about the theorem and the exercise, we'll do that in the next class. We'll just give a small brief introduction to this part. Now when we talk about tangents to a circle, we know that infinite number of tangents can be drawn to a circle, right? One circle. Now if I talk about two circles, how many tangents can I draw? Two circles which are intersecting, two circles which are not intersecting, and two circles which are touching each other internally and externally. About that also is the difference. So number of tangents, we just keep the heading here as here. Number of tangents drawn to circles. First one, intersecting circle. So this is one circle, this is another circle, this is O, this is O dash. Oh, number of tangents, no children, the thing should be number of common tangents. Now see, this is actually not there in your syllabus, or I can say this is not actually mentioned anywhere, but I feel that you should know this about this something. It's a common thing what you should know about the tangents. Number of common tangents. Okay, that's all we'll take it as a heading. Number of common tangents drawn to circle. Suppose if I have intersecting circle. In intersecting circle, how many common tangent can I draw? We know that the property of the tangent is it should have one point of contact. So this is point of contact A, point of contact B. One tangent, point of contact P, and point of contact 2. Any more tangents can I draw here? No, I cannot draw, right? Because it's only one. It has to touch both the circle. So in intersecting circles, we can have two common tangents. You have to draw this neatly. Second, intersecting is over, then touching circles. Touching circles externally. If I have two circles which touch them externally like this, right? How many tangents I can draw? First of all, same thing I will take here. This is P, this is Q. So this is again A and B. Any more? Yes. X. So how many? 3 common tangents. Next, shall I erase this? Did you understand what you have to do? Just a common thing what you should know here. Anytime it can be also asked for an MCQ 1 mark. We are talking about common tangents here. Next we will see 2 circles touching each other internally. Third one, touching circles internally. This is one circle. All this thing should be drawn neatly with a compass. So this is one here. So this is another circle radius here. Whatever. How many you can draw? This is point of contact P. One common tangent. Okay, then suppose, okay, we have 2 circles which are not touching each other. It should not touch each other. How many you can draw? 1, 2, then here if I have to see 3, 4. So you can't draw any more here. Why? Because see, try with any other thing. It has to touch both the circles. So how many you can draw? My tangent has gone up in slant here for adjustment, but you will not get like that. So non-touching circles, non-intersecting circles. Four common tangents. Right? This is center, this is another center. Understood here? These are common tangents drawn to a circle. Now, the next thing is, how many, if a external point is given to a circle. Now, only this much you are supposed to write in your notebook. That is, number of common tangents, and write down all these 4 what I have given. Right? Now, the only concept I will explain you, we will do that in our tomorrow's session. Suppose if a circle is given and one external point P is given, how many tangents you can draw from an external point to a circle? We can draw 2 equal tangents from an external point given to a circle. See here, from a given point we can draw 2 tangents to a circle. From a given point I am talking about. And we also prove that from that given point when we draw, those tangents are actually equal. Suppose if this is 5, this also has to be 5. And this will be doing it in our tomorrow's session. We will write how many number of tangents drawn to a circle from a given external point. That is our tomorrow's session. So in today's session, you will give the heading as circles and you will write down all the points which I will send it to you in a PDF. Then you will start with the theorem, a small exercise, then number of common tangents. With that we will end today's session.